those things legitimately through business. I am the person that lives off the motivation, aspiration, and inspiration, and I did that through a product that all of you buy every day, but not enough of us are on the business side of it. So the conversation I would love to have with you today is not only to get a signed copy of my book, but I want to tell you that I'm launching a mentorship program because I want more of us to be in this business. It's not about me. It's not about the company I represent. It's about we. So I am Abraham Kevin Spann. I am hip hop music. I am an author, a husband, a father, a mentor, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank
you. 1, 2. My name is Ralph McDaniels. My book is called Roscoe Learns About Video Music Box. It's a children's coloring book and workbook. The book contains pictures, word puzzles, reading comprehension questions, introduction to grammar questions, nouns, adjectives, verbs. It's an educational book. So if there are any educators, teachers, principals, you can get the book for your school. The book is doing really well. It's a story that I told to Shaw Donaldson, who's a teacher from Baltimore, Maryland. We met during the pandemic online, and she told me that she knew about a lot about education, and I said I know a lot about hip hop, and we combined it, and it became an amazing book. And big up to Eli, my brother Eli's here. He was also involved in it as well. And it's one of those things where I never thought that we would have something like this out, but it's the story of some parents who grew up on hip hop and they wanted to teach their son about where hip hop came from. So they take them back to the Bronx and they take them back to Times Square and talk about Video Music Box, where the only thing we had was this TV show we would watch from 3:30 to 4:30. And that's what the book is about. And I also work with the Queens Public Library. So I've been doing hip hop programs there for the last 6 years. I thought it was important that we make sure that we're in those type of spaces like we're here today in Barnes & Nobles. And thank you for Barnes & Nobles for allowing this to happen. But museums, libraries, higher educations, Columbia University, NYU, all of these spaces are where we need to be so that we can talk about our contributions to those institutions and talk in a scholarly way about things that we have brought to the table, or just talk in a hood way, and y'all let the scholars figure it out, and that's what this journey is all about. And I want to thank Eric Blam, DMC's manager, for inviting me to be part of this because, I was like, I never did a real store. We did festivals and we did all kinds and so this is the first time I've done a real store, a bookstore. So thank you, Eric.
I don't know what they got up here, so let me see what's
your book.
Oh, they got a picture on it. So yeah, I'm Corey Pegues. That's my book. My book is a 3-time award-winning book. Once a Cop, The Street, The Law, 2 Worlds, 1 Man. So it's broken down into 3 sections: street, cop, and executive. So it's a memoir about my life of being a young, misguided kid growing up in Queens on welfare, family of 6, 5 sisters and myself, having roaches and mice and mayonnaise sandwiches and all that good stuff, holes in my shoes, all of that stuff. And then I gravitated to the streets and eventually was ordered to murder somebody. And I left and went to the military. Went to the military for like 3 years, 8 months, came back, went into the NYPD, and had a meteoric rise in the NYPD from cop all the way up to executive. I was commanding officer of the 67th precinct, the second most violent precinct in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. I had all the housing developments in East New York, Crown Heights, and Bed-Stuy. One of the things in policing, if you want to rise, you gotta go where it's bad to make your bones and see what you could do. And along the way, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, I went to Columbia University, I've been a professor at 2 different colleges. I left October 18th, 1987, I left the streets and I haven't committed a crime or sold a drug since then. That's a clap moment right there. So I'm just happy to be here. Again, the book got turned into a documentary, feature documentary on Hulu. You can see it on Hulu. It's called A Cop's and Robbers Story. I just wrote a children's book called If I Was a Superhero. So you see I got my logo on my ring. Well, this is my name, my logo, and it's a superhero. He has a cape with the logo on the back. We got some discs, some superhero discs, the logo disc, and he like flies in the air. He can see the earth, and he sees something. He takes his disc, throws the disc. He got a ship, Jetsons. We got a spaceship with the logo on the side. So that's gonna be coming out soon, a children's book, because we have to touch the kids. This is more for the adults, but we gotta touch the kids. And again, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you all. Let's give another hand for Heath for putting this together. Thank you.
Yes, I got 2 books here. The first book is Daryl's Dream. It's a true story about me in the 3rd grade. All I want to do is say my poem. And other kids don't think it's cool. At first I listen to them, but then I say to myself, you know what? I'm gonna say my poem, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'll go say my poem, I'll get a standing ovation. And now all the kids that was teasing me, now they wanna be my friends because they know poetry is cool. And the beautiful thing about this book is I want the kids to see themselves and know that they are perfect just the way they are. And because who they are, they will be successful. I'm still the kid in 3rd grade who loves comic books, who love going to school, and who love saying poetry. And the book is written in a way that the kids will see themselves in these situations. Because I read the book to a school in the Bronx, and the kid was like, Mr. DMC, why didn't you call the poem a rap in the book? And I said, that's very observant of you. I was like, hip hop didn't exist when I was little. But my poem, now because I was ready and prepared, became one of the raps that's actually on my records now. So the kid was like, you mean if I do something now, there's a possibility later that it could change the world? Yes. This other book, this is funny really quickly, it's called 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. Now, I wrote this book because, if y'all remember, this is funny, my partner Run had a reality show called Run's House for 10 seasons, right? So, at the end of the 1st season, people was wondering why they didn't see me in the whole 1st season. So they were sitting there waiting for the finale. Of course, DMC's gonna come out. DMC don't show up. Okay, maybe it'll be 2nd season, no DMC, 3rd season. So by the 4th season, they start thinking, you know how media is, social media. Oh, Run and D got a beef, this and that. Russell stole from him, all of these reasons and all that. And I say, no. First of all, Rev Run is Rev Run and King DMC is King DMC, because we can't be Run DMC without Jay. Oh, but they would ask me when people would see me, D, why you wasn't on Run's House? And I would say, because I was an alcoholic, suicidal, metaphysical, spiritual wreck who was thinking of killing himself when I was 35 years old, when I found out that I was adopted and a foster kid. And it didn't stop there. Jam Master Jay got shot and killed, and then my father Byford dies. So they're looking at me like, whoa. So this book is addressing the mental health issue. I'm truthful and straight up because hip hop is about keeping it real. I tell you about all my struggles that I've been through, but I also tell you about what rehab and therapy did for me. Now, even somebody had asked me, DMC, what if you ain't got money to go to pay for a therapist? Very good question. If you are struggling, young people and old, there's always somebody that you can go talk to. It could be, all right, I don't want to tell my wife, I don't want to tell my mother, I don't want to tell my friend. There's somebody that you can think of, even in the darkest hours, that even if it doesn't bring a smile to your face, it brings a smile to your heart. That is the person that you go up to and you say, I need to talk to you, I need to tell you something I've never told anybody. Now, they might not solve it, but you will heal because you letting it out. Whatever you hold in is the thing that causes you to kill yourself. So this record is 10 ways not to commit suicide. Why? Because you don't have to do it.
That's right. Nice. Appreciate that. People need to know that for some reason, us as a race, where we, some way or another, it's a shame for us to feel that we have a mental illness, you know, or mental health illness. You know, we won't talk about it because years ago we used to keep that under the covers in the house. You know, so that we need that. So again, my name is Ian Charles John. My company is Blaze Worldwide Entertainment. I'm also a consultant advisor for Unique Sports, which we represent Kelly Oubre for the Philadelphia 76ers and Tobias Harris from Philadelphia 76ers. And I have a client, the world famous B. Scott. He was in the hip hop game early. He was a very integral part for Groove Be Chill and to getting them their deal, along with Big Nate, the producer, and Freddie Fox. You know, he's in that realm. So unfortunately, he hasn't had to took a little walk in this book, the world famous B. Scott. I got hip hop. He's currently incarcerated in North Carolina, and he got into a situation down there. He's doing life, and he's waiting for his appeal. But he was in the hip hop industry through '83 all the way up until his incarceration. All right, so he tells his story in his book, which is also available on Amazon.com, and I have copies here today. And he also writes poetry. So, world famous B. Scott, I got hip hop. All right, and I just really appreciate being here and being a part of the culture. And a little sidebar, I was the 4th member of Run DMC because you look like me. Yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing different. I was there, you know. You guys look like we look, so that made it even bigger. It made it